1 minute.
The rowdy crew on here. Yep, he finally made it.
They need to be paid attention to. Say that.
Not everything is
Thank you for reminding me. You know me well.
I have to remind everybody on this, so that's separate.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
I'd like to call to order. Good evening. I'll take this opportunity to welcome you to the school board meeting this Tuesday, May 3rd, 2022. The public is encouraged and welcomed Try again. Good evening. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you to the school board meeting this evening, Tuesday, May 3rd, 2022. The public is encouraged and welcome to address the school board at the hearing of citizens. The board clerk, Kathy Tompkins, collects the cards for our hearing of citizens. When the board meeting begins, no more cards will be collected. We will call you forward at the appropriate time. Now I'd like to bring the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you to our Northport High School NJROTC under the direction of USN Lieutenant Commander D. Barnes. Now I'd like to introduce our student representative. Oh, she gave us the Pledge of Allegiance. Good job. Her name is Kerrigan Allison, and she'll talk to us in a second. Yep, it's Kerrigan Allison from Northport High. Welcome. And it's nice for you to join us as the student representative. Tell us about the college.
Hello, Sarasota County officials, faculty, parents, and students. Thank you for having me. My name is Kerrigan Allison. I'm an ACE and AP graduating senior from Northport High. The past 4 years, I've dedicated my time volunteering through Habitat for Humanity and Northport Tutors. I am a semifinalist presidential scholar through the U.S. Department of Education. I am also an active member in our STEM community at Northport, participating in organizations such as Technology Student Association. This program has been essential in leading me to discovering my passion in environmental engineering. I will be pursuing it this fall at the University of Florida.
Kerrigan, would you tell us a little bit about what the Civility Squad character trait is for May and what it means to you?
So our character trait for this month in May is keep your cool, take a pause, take a breath, wait till there is no anger left. This trait is one I believe many of us in this room and our community can apply to ourselves. Personally, throughout my 4 years of high school, I both experienced and seen moments that were unfair to fellow classmates and myself. Keeping your cool can be difficult when it feels like your adversity is endless. A suggestion I can make would be to remove yourself from a situation, recognize your efforts, reflect on your behavior, and give yourself a restart. Relating this to our student body, as testing season and the end of the 2022 school year commences, the importance of taking a pause is undeniable. Witnessing my peers take a step back is an enjoyable sight, as upon their return, they peak in performance. Sometimes a refresh is all that we need. Hard work is a value I have always honored, and I have learned it can be practiced with moderation. Taking a breath through stressful times has granted me with the ability to see with clarity to conquer challenging situations. This seemingly trivial trait is one which can reform our approach to stressful topics. I have an overwhelming amount of confidence and faith in our community to make the most of what I've shared. Thank you, everyone, for your attentiveness and time tonight.
Wise words, Kerrigan. Let me present you with your certificate. Now we're going to do some special presentations. Tonight, we're going to be celebrating 2 retiring principals. Would Brandon Johnson, Executive Director of Elementary Education, please approach the podium?
Good evening, everyone. So first and foremost, good evening, board chairs, Dr. Asplin, Kerrigan, go Bobcats, and Mr. DeLeo. So I have the fortunate pleasure, of course, to introduce Dr. Shirley and Mrs. Majak tonight. First, I would like to start off by saying we did have the opportunity, of course, celebrate them at a cluster meeting, a principal meeting, but we have not had the opportunity to really present it to the board. And so we wanted to take this opportunity. Can you hear now? There we go. All right, I'll start over again. Tom, you could have told me. All right, good evening, guys. So to, of course, the board, Dr. Asplin, Mr. DeLeo, and Kerrigan. So we did have the opportunity to celebrate Dr. Shirley and Mrs. Majak at the principal's meeting and cluster meeting, but we haven't had the opportunity to present them to you. So first, I would ask Dr. Shirley, please come up for me. You get to stand right here and let me say a few words first. So many of you probably know Dr. Shirley has been with our district for 29 years.
It's a long time.
I'm not even 29 yet, but you know. In her time, of course, she has led a lot of initiatives, including SOLA, that we now have at every single Title I school, which was, of course, started by Alta Vista. There are plenty of things I can say in some stories that I'm not allowed to share, but I want to give her the opportunity to have this moment to really tell you about her career and her life. So I'd like to present Dr. Shirley.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Johnson, and thank you, our school board members and
Dr. Asplin, for having me come tonight and share some few words and share some special times with you that we've had at Alta Vista. And I just want to take this time to do a little bragging on my school and my staff, my entire Alta Vista family, because for the past 29 years in the district, 15 years at Alta Vista, and it's been such a special time. We've got the most incredible teachers and staff, I say in the district, but I think that every school feels that way about their staff. And we've had some wonderful experiences together, and it's going to be one of those times. It's bittersweet, but I'm real excited about the next chapter of my life. So I feel really blessed to have worked with such incredible professionals and community leaders throughout the past 29 years, but in particular the last 15 years. And each one of them have held the highest standards of excellence and commitment to education in our community. And over the past 15 years, it has taken a vision and a dream and a lot of hard work with the staff at my school to be able to fulfill many of the opportunities that we've been able to achieve over the years. We've had success in reaching really high, hefty goals and creating initiatives that have become model prototypes within our district, but in our state and in other school districts in our community throughout the state. And I'm real proud of that, because to me, it was always not about just Alta Vista, but it was about all children and all opportunities for all children. And I really feel we sent that message out to our community and to other schools and organizations in the state. And they really came and we worked together, rolled our sleeves up in order to achieve goals not only for our school district, but for other arenas. But as a school with one of the highest free and reduced lunch programs in our district, we've achieved an A school for many years. We're really proud of that. We've earned the ECTAC, which is the East Coast Technical Assistant Center program, which is aligned with Title I schools, award for exceeding expectations. Is one of the top 20 Title I schools in the state, which was very exciting, because you never do this for the awards. You do it for the children, and you do it for the families in our community. We initiated a Eagle Academy in 2012, which was a dream of ours, because we always felt that if we could get our children, our pre-K children, into school and give them that gift of time and provide an extensive academic and enrichment program for them, they would be better prepared when they did enter kindergarten, and they would have an opportunity to be so successful by laying the foundation and the groundwork for those readiness skills. We also believe that and then we started out with 62 children in 2012 and grew to over 300 children within a few years that attended our summer programs. We also believe that we could decrease the summer learning loss, and of which we did. We have data to show that by having our children in kindergarten through 5th grade attend summer programs, because they were engaged in learning and continued to have experiences in our community that provide them the opportunity to go on field trips, learn about the arts and the cultural experiences we are so rich with in Sarasota County. Over the years, the students who attended our Eagle Academy have decreased their summer learning loss, and they have demonstrated a significant growth in reading compared to students who did not attend. And it's really exciting, our first Eaglets, which we call them our first year in 2012, are now in 10th grade, which is really exciting to see them growing up. And 16 of them have been provided full scholarships to college through the Community Foundation of Sarasota County and Take Stock in Children. So that's really an exciting opportunity that they may not have ever had. And it's through the work and the partnerships that we have had established in the community that they've been able to accomplish this. And we're really looking forward to cheering them on as they graduate from high school and move to the next level of their education. But through the generosity of businesses and different community organizations, we have offered up to 25 adult classes for over 300 adults throughout our summer program in our parent university each summer. And it's exciting to see our parents come together, learn together, be excited about having that special time to themselves so that they can share their personal experiences and have that personal growth. We've offered classes in life skills and career-focused vocational training opportunities that have enhanced their educational opportunities, dreams that they have always had but were never able to fulfill. So additionally, through this Community Foundation of Sarasota, we've been able to graduate over 250 adults in our 2-Gen programs, which we refer to as our Soar to Success 2-Gen Parent Education Program. And many of these parents have received their certifications as CNAs. They've gotten their GED, their ESOL certifications, security guards, ServSafe, and child development certifications, which is really important because oftentimes these are parents who have not been able to pursue their dreams, but it's really exciting because we now have parents going on and getting their further education, and I believe, Mary, this weekend we have 2 of them that are getting their 4-year bachelor's degree, which they never thought they would ever get, and it's very exciting to cheer them on with their accomplishments. We've held graduations. Many of our school board members have attended, and people in the community to support our parents walking across the stage for the very first time in their life, and their children cheering them on, being there to support them, and knowing that they accomplished it themselves. But more importantly, they were models for their children. As they learned to study together, they learned to overcome obstacles in order to continue with their educations. So we've created a 2-generation approach to accessing education and economic security for our vulnerable parents and children, and we're real proud of that. But it's not just one person doing that. It's our entire school committed to the work that we do every day at Alta Vista. Throughout the years, we created an Eagle's Nest Volunteer Center where we've had provided tutoring and mentoring for our students, and where we've had over 120 community volunteers that come in on a regular basis, and for serving over 250 at-risk students to help them improve academically, increase their achievement levels, but equally important, be their mentor. And mentoring children in this world is so important because they need to have models and people that they can look up to and know that they are there for them. 4 years ago, we created our own Field of Dreams and at Alta Vista, and create our Eagle Swag program, which is students with amazing goals. And this program was important to us because it really helps our students explore different college and career and life readiness pathways or their personal interests. Give them an outlet where they can have conversations about maybe their dreams down the future or dreams that they've never even thought of. And that's so important because imprinting and giving these children these ideas at a very young age is so important. It doesn't start in high school or college level. It starts in elementary school. So this past year, we applied to be a Cambridge International School with a focus on global perspective. And this is a program that we're going to continue. Hopefully we'll continue to be able to help our children learn that the world is bigger and greater than where they are, and that give them that global perspective in life. But beyond all of our initiatives, something I'm so proud of is that Alta Vista is a family and a community of caring school with a real common vision of high expectations for quality classroom instruction. Our teachers are so dedicated. They roll up their sleeves every single day and look at every single child individually, developing relationships with them, looking at how can they personally impact each individual child in our school. And it's exciting to see the passion and the dedication that they have. They think beyond themselves and really want to wrap themselves around children and their families in order to give them a better life and helping them succeed in the future. We have students who want to learn through many obstacles and adversities that they encounter in this day and age, as kids do. And we want to make sure that we give them that emotional development and the social awareness along with the academic success that they can have. And parents who really care about their children. And I do believe that they do, because without their support and their help, we wouldn't be that family that we are. We have an incredibly supportive and encouraging community. I am just in awe of the support that we get as a school every single day from our community. There are no boundaries. They are there anytime we pick up the phone, and even when we don't, they're there to help us. They reach out with their time, their efforts, their thoughts, their funds, because they want children in our community to get a great education. And I think that through the support of this partnerships that we have had in our community, we're creating that, not only at Alta Vista, but throughout our entire district. So our teachers and our staff are just very laser focused and doing whatever it takes to make sure that our students are successful. We need to make sure we're not forgetting our teachers, we're not forgetting our classified staff and our paraprofessionals, our support staff, our staff at the district, our bus drivers, our custodians, our security officers and guards, and our cafeteria workers, because it is truly working together that really make a school as great as it is. And it's important that we continue to celebrate what they do and the efforts that they put into every day to make sure that our children are getting what they need to be successful. It takes very special people to work in education, and especially in Title I schools where there's so many obstacles and challenges that incur. But it also takes a dedicated school team and community partnerships to ensure that our children's dreams will become a reality. And I just want to thank my staff at Alta Vista for their dedication and hard work. I want to thank our district support staff, because without their support and their expertise and knowledge, they're constantly in the schools providing that support to us. Our superintendent and school board, because of the way that you are so child-centered and are focused on the success of every school in this district and all children. It's really important that that people know how blessed we are with so many exceptional professionals and have so much community support. And I've experienced that over 29 years. So thank you for allowing me this time to grow as a professional. I've really grown. I've really loved my work, loved my school. There isn't a day that I don't get up and not want to go to work, because I'm just very passionate about working together and having the accomplishments that we have, and just the opportunity to lead a school of exceptional teachers, staff, and beautiful children. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shirley.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah, please.
Ms. Brown?
I couldn't let you go by without thanking you for all the opportunities you've given the board members to come to your school. And let me tell you, when you start talking about swag and you start talking about these young kids thinking of their careers, I'm like, where is this lady going? But to be in there and to hear these children talk was wonderful. And you take it another step further. You invite the, I think there might even be some graduates, but you invite the seniors in to come and talk to your students, and the questions that they ask these seniors that are in there that are graduating. And I just think that's a wonderful experience on both sides, so that they can see. But again, those questions that they answer, and that Parents Academy, the graduation, the joy that those children see when their parents are there, and to hear how they're moving on. It's a wonderful program you've got. But you also invite us in to read to your students. And I think when you have the parents' nights on your playground, on your school grounds, and you have parents and children, and you invite us to join, it is truly a community school that you have there, and the support that I see for you and that school is tremendous. And I know that's your leadership. Thank you so much for all you do for our students.
Mrs. Ziegler.
Sorry, we're not going to let you go yet. I'm so glad we had the opportunity to celebrate you, Dr. Shirley. You have just, I think about, and you summarized so much, but the legacy that you have created is powerful, not just for Sarasota County, but as you mentioned, the model that has been, I know we've toured many legislators and other educators across the country or state to see what you've done, but I think the part that I take away that I think is so impactful is how you have, particularly like the 2Gen initiative and the Parent University, and working with those families to invite them in and break down those barriers so that they are invited in, so that they are empowered to be a part of that partnership, because that partnership, as you mentioned, is so key to their success. And there are endless stories, and you did a great job at, exemplifying those success stories. So education being a lifelong journey and being there to support those families, to support those children and your students. But I am very excited for what the future holds for you, but I am incredibly grateful for the work that you've done, and really you have had a tremendous impact and will for generations. So thank you so very much.
Dr. Asplin.
Yes, Dr. Shirley, I just wanted to I can't let you go, right? I think Ms. Rose has something to say, too.
I'm in.
But I too just want to congratulate you in your retirement, and I wish you the very best in your retirement. But it was fantastic getting to know you, and I know you've been here, like you say, 29 years, but visiting your school and having that unique walk out to the back 40, it seemed like it was always that long walk out to that other building. And then the fact that not only were you educating the little ones, K to 5, but then the adults as well. I was always very impressed going out there and seeing what you were doing. And just a fantastic job, wonderful leadership, great vision. And we just appreciate everything you did to help your students be successful. So again, I wish you the best.
Thank you.
Mrs. Rose.
Thank you. I too have great memories of you. We've served alongside each other and traveled in similar paths, but I do have to share one short story of when you came to visit Brookside Middle School when I was principal, and you were contemplating what you were going to tackle. What was your passion? Where were you going? And I just wholeheartedly want to commend you for going to a Title I school, elementary, and staying with it, and changing in the face of that school and being a visionary. And many, many thanks to you and your service.
Thank you.
You did not take the easy path.
I don't know you all that long, but I want to tell you, just watched you speak, and watching Mr. Shirley, who is a force, both of you, as a couple in our community. What a force you've been, and it's amazing just to all of the contributions that you both have made to our community as a team. So I need to say that, and what fun I've had going to Alta Vista to read. Thank you for including me in that.
Thank you.
Great job, Dr. Shirley. So next, I would like to call up Mrs. Majak from Gulfgate Elementary. You guys do not know how difficult it was to get her here. You have no idea. 22 years with Sarasota County, and I had to look at this again, 39 years in education.
Yes.
My goodness. So the one thing I will say about Ms. Majak before she gets the opportunity to speak for herself is we haven't worked with each other that long. Mm-mm. This is really my first year of being there, and the first thing I noticed when I walked into her office is that it is plastered with nothing but kids. It is all around her school. It is all around her office. And then when you walk with her and you talk to her staff, the one thing you will know about her is this may be the sweetest, kindest person I've ever met in my entire life. She truly cares about kids. She loves them. You can feel it when you go on her campus and just her energy. And the interesting part was when we met this year, I asked her again if she was actually retiring. And he said, yes, I'm in drop. I'm going Dr. Johnson. Dr. Shirley didn't mention it felt like I was pushing her out. And I wasn't, right, Dr. Shirley? I was not, I promise. So, but we can't thank you enough for the work you have done. But Mrs. Majak, please.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. And Brandon was right. I definitely am. I like to lay low, which is why I love 6500 Gulfgate Elementary School, because it's hidden in the neighborhood of Gulfgate. No one ever knows that we're there. And of course, I follow Barbara, who is the consummate professional, and I know will truly be missed. And of course, I didn't write anything because that's how I do it. I just come and I speak from the heart. But I want to thank the board and Dr. Asplin and all those people who came before you for giving me the opportunity 18 years ago to lead Gulfgate Elementary School. I mean, for the past 18 years, I have made a right-hand turn off of Lockwood Ridge Road into that building, and every single day I have had the opportunity to love thousands of kids. And no matter what happens, I've always said to them, once a tiger, always a tiger. And I hear back from students years later, as I'm sure many of you do. And just knowing that our staff has made a difference over the year and that they truly believe in our hashtag, which is 6500 is love, because that's exactly what I wanted that building to be. When you walk in, you know that we're there for the students, and our staff is just phenomenal, as is all of our volunteers, our PTO, it's just an amazing, quiet community. It's a hidden gem in Sarasota. And I just, for the first time in 56 years of my life, I won't be getting up to go to school in another month, which is very hard to believe. But I couldn't have asked for a better county to come work for. I've worked in the great state of Florida for 39 years now, and Sarasota is truly the best of the best. So thank you to everyone, and thank you to the staff at 6500 and to my amazing family, whom I will get to spend the next couple years with my 6 grandchildren, which I'm very happy about. So thank you all very much.
Mrs. Brown? Mrs. Brown?
Mrs. Majek, it's been a long time
Yes, it
since we've been
has.
close.
Yes, it has.
Yes, you were the principal for my grandson Kai, kindergarten through 5th grade. He's graduating this year from Riverview, and he's such a wonderful young man. I know when he was little, but
When he
you
was
helped
little,
him learn
he was the best.
to enjoy school as he did.
Yeah.
And your school has always been so welcoming and has been so supportive and really laid the groundwork for not just him, but hundreds, thousands of students through the years, and they're graduating now with him. And just thank you so much for all you've done for your school, our kids, and this community.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks.
I just want to add that this lay low.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable with this at all.
I
Mr.
know,
It's not
because
worth
the
it.
first time I went to see you, she went, "Why are you here?" But I've been there twice and enjoyed the Daffodil Garden.
Yes.
And it's such a special thing, but it's a happy school. It's such a happy school. When you walk in, when you walk through the halls and you talk to the children, it's really a happy school. You're going to be missed.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks.
Dr. Asplin?
Yes, I want to echo that too. It's so true, and both of you said it. It's you walk in the school, and it's just very happy. It's welcoming, and then you're right there, coming out the front door. And then I will say, I haven't known you very long, getting to know you a little bit, but just keeping up with you as you walk around the school. I mean, you are quick, but your teachers are amazing. Your students, and I can tell that you lead by example with your attitude and your customer service and all of those kinds of things. So thank you again. Thank you for your leadership, and I do wish you the best in retirement as well.
I can tell you all, just so everybody knows, the days seem really long, but the years are so short. So make sure you enjoy your kids while they're little, because before you know it, they'll be graduating from high school. Yes, thank you.
Mrs. Rose?
You don't get to leave yet.
I know.
I just have to add that your passion is like none other. It runs incredibly deep when you speak. It brings tears to my eyes, always has. And I need to add that that you go above and beyond, and you can see Mrs. Majak out in the community. I had the opportunity to see you talking at Easter on the beach to a large crowd, and always making sure that every one of your children had clothes, shoes, everything that they needed. You are more than a principal, and you are more than an educator. You are an extraordinarily caring person, and thank you.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Oh, sorry.
I know, right?
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Would Deb Jacalone please approach the podium for a special presentation?
And then I'll do the video.
Okay, awesome. Thank you all. Good evening, school board members, Dr. Asplin, Mr. DeLeo, our student rep Kerrigan, and to our community and staff that is here tonight to show our students and staff support as we celebrate May being Mental Health Awareness Month. Tonight, we're going to hear more about this important topic from our student services team, our fabulous VHS students, and one very special teacher. At this time, I'm going to turn our presentation over to our student services specialist, Kelly Parady.
Thank you, Deb, and thank you to the school board for allowing us to come and talk to you about mental health. Just like Mr. Edwards has said, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we all understand how incredibly important mental health is to our overall well-being. The theme for this month is Together for Mental Health, and we are fortunate that Sarasota County believes in this togetherness by working as one for the success of all. We see this in the collaboration and support that we share between and among the school board members, our superintendent, our district leaders, administration, teachers, staff, students, and their parents. We have three wonderful students from Venice High. They're in Mrs. Foster's leadership class, and they're going to talk to us a little bit more about mental health. Their names are Kirsten, Destiny, and Drake. Thank you.
The Center for Disease Control and Prevention is warning of an accelerating mental health crisis among teens, with more than 4 in 10 teens reporting that they feel persistently sad or hopeless, and 1 in 5 saying they have contemplated suicide. Along with that, 81% of teens say mental health is a significant issue for young people in the U.S., and 55% of teens say they've experienced anxiety, 45% excessive stress, and 43% depression. Being a teenager is hard. You're under stress to be liked, to do well in school, get along with your family, and make big decisions. You can't avoid most of these pressures, and worrying about them is normal. But feeling very sad, hopeless, or worthless could be warning signs of a mental health condition.
71% of teens say that schoolwork makes them feel anxious or depressed, and more than half of the teens surveyed share that they feel pressure to hide their feelings, and we want that to change. If I had a cold and my temperature was rising, people in my life would be concerned and get me the help I needed to feel better. But if I seem sad or irritable or less interested in activities that I used to be very interested in, people tend to think of it as a phase or teen angst or something else that can be ignored. Our mental health is crucial. Not only does mental health affect our physical health, but untreated mental health conditions can interfere with our learning, socialization, self-esteem, and other important aspects of our life.
But there is hope. The good news is that we are resilient and that feeling connected to school and family can help lower the rates of mental health conditions. Schools can and do play a critical role in our mental health. The feeling of being connected at school can be a protective factor for our students. Building strong bonds and relationships with teachers and friends at school, at home, and in the community provide us with a sense of connectedness. One way that connectedness is being built is through a program called Character Strong. Character Strong is a character development program that understands the importance of creating opportunities for relational connections. Through Character Strong, we are continuing to build meaningful relationships inside and outside of school with our peers, teachers, and our families. It also teaches a wide variety of character development such as self-awareness, responsible decision-making, humility, and forgiveness. It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Wadline, a teacher and coach at Venice High School, who has piloted this program in his Hope classes since January and is here to share his experience with this program.
First off, okay, sorry about that. I'm not a mic guy. I'm usually very loud. So first off, I want to thank the school board for having us tonight. I really want to thank Ms. Parady and Ms. Jackalone for bringing this program to Venice High School. Not gonna lie, at the beginning I was kind of reluctant. I thought it was another initiative brought down to us, but I'm so happy that Mr. Gruhl, my administrative, kind of steered me in the right direction to incorporate this into my class. What a great program this is, and what I want to do today is I want to kind of give you just a very small brief understanding of what we do during one of our lessons. What's so great about this program is that the students have an opportunity not only to connect with a teacher, connect with their peers, but more importantly, connect with themselves and figure out who they want to be as a person. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do a little class activity that we do all the time. It's a little get to know you icebreaker activity that we do with all our students. The one we're going to do today is Would You Rather. So I'm going to have to ask the school board members and the superintendent to do a little participation right now. Since I don't have my class of 30, you are going to be my students tonight. Okay, so we're going to play a little game. 2 pictures are going to come up on the screen. When the pictures come up on the screen, you're going to have to select, would you rather have number 1 happen to you or number 2? And all you have to do right now is just raise a 1 or a 2 on your finger. There's no discussion needed, so everyone can participate. So our first question, would you rather wake up at 5 a.m. every day for the rest of your life or wake up every 2 hours during the night? 1 or 2, 1 or 2. I know some of us parents probably have experienced both. Okay, I'm sadly I'm a 1 and 2 person. I wake up every 2 hours and wake up at 5 o'clock. But I see where we're going with this. Okay, the next question: would you rather eat the world's spiciest pepper or swim in the world's coldest pool? That was a tough one. It's a tough one. We call participate. Mr. Edwards, you're a brave man. I don't know if you ever watched any of these YouTube videos on YouTube about these pepper eating things. I mean, I'm a number 2 person. I mean, I don't know if some of you are in here. I'm a little hot, so a cold pool right now wouldn't be too bad. But again, I'm a number 2. Give me a cold pool. I'm getting a little old. A little cold water wouldn't be bad for these old bones anyway. Okay, would you rather live at Hogwarts or live in a Marvel movie? Hogwarts or Marvel movie? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Dr. Asplin, 1 or 2? 2. Okay. All right. We got some. Look at a little adventurous from Dr. Asplin. All right, rock on, Dr. Asplin. Here we go. All right. Would you rather do your least favorite thing once per day or only do your favorite thing once per month? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Ooh, that's a tough one. I think my least favorite thing is waking up every 2 hours with my kids, so I'm gonna have to pick number 2 anyway. Okay, so that's just a little brief thing we do in our class. And what these activities do, it allows our students to open up to one another. It's amazing what you see when students feel comfortable in the classroom. They share things that they probably would never feel like they could share before. And the crazy thing, the great thing is that you might have a football player in class, and you might have another student in class, and in no way in their mind do they think they relate with each other. But with this program, what I've found is that these students, even though they have come from different backgrounds and have different opinions, they can find similarities amongst one another. And as teachers today, and as educators and parents and community members, all we want to do and have our students accomplish is to be good, upstanding citizens. And I really, really feel that this program would be beneficial or is beneficial to our county. I'm a parent of 2 children, so I both hope they go through this program as well. Not with me, because I'd probably be terrified teaching my own kids, but with other passionate educators. I would love for you all to come to my classroom, see how this class actually works. Again, it's a great program. It's building great young adults. And at the end of the day, I think that's one of our biggest goals here with our school board is building great young adults. So thank you very much for having us.
Thank you so much, Coach Wideline and the Venice High students. Throughout this special presentation, you have heard a common word, and that is connection. According to Harvard University, the single most common factor for children who develop resilience is at least one stable and committed relationship with a supportive adult, a parent, teacher, caregiver, or community member. These relationships with positive adults buffer against the impact that trauma experiences have on children. While May is Mental Health Awareness Month, in the Student Services Department, we prioritize mental health awareness every single day in collaboration with our ESE department, curriculum department, schools, families, and community. Every single moment we take time to talk about mental wellness, we chip away at the stigma that surrounds it. In doing so, connections are formed. Rita Pearson said it best: every single child deserves a champion, one adult who will never give up on them, who will understand the power of connection and insist they become their very best. It is my pleasure to share this video with you, highlighting our student services champions. Thank you. This concludes our special presentation.
I just want to thank you for all of the work that you do. I know when I send an email to Deb or I call her, I don't always get immediate response. And at first I thought it was because she was avoiding me, but I know she works so hard and her team works so hard, and there are not enough hours in the day to accomplish what you need to accomplish. And so I just really thank you for all of the hard work that you do. When you look at the quantity of people that service 45,000 students, it's a Herculean job when it comes to mental health of our students. Everything from just coping skills to being in crisis, and it's so greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I also wanted to say thank you to our Student Services Department and everything that's been said, but also in a special way in that, I really appreciate the fact that our Student Services Department is there at all hours of the day. And, unfortunately, sometimes we'll have a student or a teacher pass away or an employee pass away, and we'll have to make that call at 2 o'clock in the morning to Miss Jackalone, and she's always there to answer. And next morning she has a group of crisis counselors together at that school at 6 o'clock in the morning, just waiting for everybody to come in, and just truly benefiting that school or that department and helping those folks through that grief process. And I just want to say thank you for all that you do in those cases and helping our employees, our students, our parents, our teachers, and especially in those particular situations. So thank you very much for everything you do.
Okay, Dr. Asplin, we're up to the superintendent's report.
All right, thank you very much. So first, I wanted to congratulate Suncoast Technical College's project manufacturing competition team. They are advancing to the Project Manufacturing National Final Competition in Wichita, Kansas, coming up during the week of May 9th. The prizes are amazing. The grand prize is $100,000 collectively for the team. $50,000 can be shared among the competitors and the school, and then $20,000 scholarship plus $30,000 grant for your advanced manufacturing program. Suncoast's performance in the manufacturing area exemplifies the excellence in advanced manufacturing workforce training programs the Department of Defense is working to highlight. So congratulations, Ron, I see you in the back there. Congratulations to STC and their manufacturing competition team. Great job. Also, congratulations to Catherine Poe. She is a first grader at Southside Elementary, and she placed third in the entire United States as a participant in the International Math Olympiad. Third in the nation. Yes. We're gonna have to get her in here. Brian, where's Brian? Okay, we're gonna need to tell Brian. Yeah, we have to get her in here. Also, congratulations to Pine View School's MathWorks team. We'll have to get them in here as well. Last week, the team placed first in the nation in technical computing and placed third overall. Pretty amazing. Yes. Also, I want to say that, this week is National Teacher Appreciation Week, and I think everybody knows that, and you've probably been appreciating your teachers in some fashion, but, I sent a letter to everybody earlier this week, but I just want to thank them officially here at the board meeting. And, our teachers are so passionate and caring and dedicated and committed to all of our students. They do such a fantastic job. All day long working with other teachers and collaborating and then working with their students. But then also, I think we forget that they also have families at home and they go home to see their families, but they're also still grading papers and creating lesson plans. And some of them have extracurriculars that they are sponsoring and are charging even at the school site. So I just want to say thank you to all of them. And like I said in the letter to them, we all can remember at least one teacher that made a huge difference in our lives. And I just want all of our teachers to know that you are now that teacher to your students, and to keep that in mind. And we're very proud of all of our teachers. So thank you very much to our teachers, and help me recognize them this week, all of our amazing teachers. And then also, we had Congressional Teacher Award recipients. In late April, Congressman Vern Buchanan announced 7 Congressional Teacher Award winners from the 16th District. And please join in congratulating the 3 teachers chosen from Sarasota, which we probably need to get them in here too, Brian. Eric Listorto for his accomplishments as a math teacher at Tuttle. Angeli Jens for her accomplishments as a life science teacher at Brookside. And then Shannon Nelson, her accomplishments as an exceptional student education teacher at Sarasota High School. I only have a couple other items here, but also May is Water Safety Month. Very important, right? Making sure that all of our students and all of our kids can swim. And we're so fortunate to have relaunched the Monda Kids Swim this school year, working with all of our elementary schools and community partners to ensure that students learn water skills. We want to thank the Keith Monda Family Foundation for caring so deeply about water safety and for their continuous commitment to this initiative, which they started in 2013. So thank you to them. And then one last, National Police Week is May 15th through the 21st. And as you probably know, October 1st, 1962, President John F. Kennedy issued a declaration designating May 15th of each year as Police Officers Memorial Day, and the week in which that day falls as National Police Week. So I want to say thank you to all of our police out there, police agencies out there, in our sheriff's office, and then also to our police department here in Sarasota County. They do such an amazing job keeping us all safe, and also working at the schools with our students and our employees. Thank you very much. They're also mentors, too, to our kids, so thank you all. Really appreciate all that you do. And with that, that's the end of my report.
Thank you, Dr. Asplin. At this point in the meeting, we're going to hear from citizens wishing to speak who have completely filled out and submitted a citizen's card. If your full name is not written on the card, or you have failed to complete and sign the card, your name will not be called. Please speak to the board, not the audience. Furthermore, speakers addressing the school board shall not make remarks which are irrelevant to the business of the school board, or which are abusive, threatening, defamatory, obscene, profane, or otherwise of a disorderly nature. As such, it is not a forum for attacking individual employees or school board members. Any such complaints should be submitted in writing to the superintendent. It is unlawful to disrupt or interfere with a school board meeting, and any such action will result in a misdemeanor or offense of the second degree. At the discretion of the presiding officer, pursuant to FS 1001.3.72, parentheses 3, which is for purposes of public comment tonight, is me. Any individual who interferes with the expeditious or orderly process of this meeting will be removed. So just to get a few things cleared up, if it was clearly understood which agenda item you were speaking on, you'll be speaking in the agenda item portion of the public comments. Otherwise, it's general comments. And so that's to let you know to fill out the agenda item that you're speaking on. And also, if you go off topic, I'll warn you that you're off topic so that you have a chance to get back on topic. And if not, then you can just move to the general comment section of the evening. So with that, we'll get started. When you get to the podium, please announce your name. So we're going to have Melissa Bakandi, followed by John Wilson.
Melissa Bakandi, school board members, Dr. Asplin. Item number 7, approval of minutes. At the last school board meeting, 4/19/22, Ms. Ziegler raised a point of order over Ms. Goodwin's denying me of my First Amendment right to speak. Yet why is this not in the minutes? Ms. Goodwin also intimidated me by asking me if I have children in the district and basically calling me a liar from the dais. But why is this not in the minutes? Another cover-up in Sarasota County Schools? Let's see, you won't allow parents to record IEP meetings, the DJ case. No wonder the public trust has eroded. Ms. Goodwin does not want any public input unless it's positive. Well, that's not how this all works as an elected official. Item number 12, approval to allow the organization Take Stock in Children, or TSIC, to lease space at Pineview School. Now, this is outrageous. You want to allow an organization to rent space for $100 a month in Sarasota County? Do you know how many taxpayers in Sarasota County would love to be able to rent space for $100 a month? Now let's dig a little deeper. The Pineview principal, Dr. Covert, also happens to sit on the board of TSIC. What a coincidence that the Pineview principal gets to offer the organization of which he is a board member grossly cheap rent at his school. All the taxpayers on the taxpayers' dime. There should be outrage in Sarasota County. Interesting you put this on the agenda after people vote for your tax referendum. Item number 29, Ms. Asplin wants to use $60,000 of your tax money to bring in 3 speakers to help with the Solution Tree Professional Learning. One of the speakers is the controversial Dr. Regina Owens. She promotes equity all over her Twitter page. Equity is synonymous with systemic racism, CRT, and creating victims. We reject this. Dr. Asplin, you told us there would be no more BLM or CRT in our schools, but here we go. You repackaged the same CRT with a new wrapper called Solution Tree and Professional Learning. Parents and teachers, be alert. This school system is bringing Dr. Regina Stevens Owens to tell you that the reason you are failing is because you have implicit racial bias. We reject this.
Alexis Spiegelman. Ms. Spiegelman, you're on deck.
John Wilson. I'd like to address item number 30, which was passing new curriculum. I would like more data and find out how long the review of this curriculum is, how long you guys review this before you adopt it. Because let's point out to reading recovery program that you guys have adopted since 2015. It has cost us $11 million and has yielded no results. That was brought in by the Gulf Coast Foundation, Barancic, and there's a new study that was out this year, April 23rd, 2022. New research shows reading recovery has a negative impact on children. This was a federally funded study. We'll go back and look at the FSA scores from 2019. Okay, third grade, 768 children failed the FSA. 730 were level 3. Level 3 is considered satisfactory with additional support the next grade. Level 4 is proficient. So let me tell you, in 2019, 5,922 kids failed the FSA. We can actually look at, it's probably another 6,000 that was probably on level 3. That's not passing either. That's not proficient. So why are we going to invest in these curriculum that doesn't work? We keep using this curriculum. I want to see it gone. Let's move something. Is it because the foundations are using it? Is it because it has a handful of people that are attached to it? No, I don't want to see this anymore. You know, I see it all the time. You know, and the other thing is, okay, mental health, you're worried about the mental health of the children? You should be, because you've stolen a lot of these kids' futures by not allowing them to learn.
Michael Conti.
Hello, Alexis Spiegelman, Moms for Liberty, Sarasota. I'd like to speak to you regarding some concerns I have with the agenda. For example, agenda item number 20, which appears to be an optional one-year renewal of the $200,000 contract and an additional $135,000 for the purchase of classroom instructional materials. This contract was originally approved back in 2019 and includes 34 different vendors. Given that Florida's Department of Education recently rejected 41% of the mathematics textbooks submitted for use in Florida public schools due to their inclusion of critical race theory, SEL, and other prohibited items, that's agenda item number 30, I'd like to ask if we should perhaps take a second look at the materials provided by the 35 vendors before committing to renew their contract for an additional year or spending more money. It's my understanding that Follett is where many of our library books come from and is included in this list. I'd like to read an excerpt from one of the books in several of our school libraries. And I apologize in advance, this is very, very graphic, and I'm embarrassed to even read this, but let me know if this is uncomfortable for you. The confused mixture of his memories of Pauline and the doing of wild and forbidden thing excited him, and a bolt of desire ran down his genitals, giving it length and softening the lips of his anus. Surrounding all of this lust was a border of politeness. He wanted to F her, I'm not going to say that word out loud, tenderly, but the tenderness would not hold. The tightness of her vagina was more than he could bear. His soul seemed to slip down to his guts and fly out into her, and the gigantic thrust he made into her then provoked the only sound she made, a hollow suck of air in the back of her throat. Removing himself from her was so painful to him, he cut it short and snatched his genitals out of the dry harbor of her vagina. So when the child regained consciousness, she was lying on the kitchen floor under a heavy quilt, trying to connect the pain between her legs with the face of her mother looming over her.
Order, please. Ashton Beaudry. No, you're next. You're up.
All right, I'm Michael Conte, and I'm also concerned about one of the books. It's called Sold, and apparently this is at the Henron Creek School, Brookside, Woodland Middle School libraries. It can be found at Booker, Northport, Pineview, Suncoast Polytech High Schools. Booker High has 68 copies of this for a classroom set, and there are 77 copies available. So I'm just going to share a couple excerpts, and it's a little shocking. For example, let's see.
Excuse me, point of order. What agenda item is this?
This is item 20.
I thought that item is being pulled.
So he fumbles with his pants, forces my legs apart, and I can feel him pushing himself between my thighs. Okay. I'm sorry. All right. Each morning, hold on, here we go. He is squeezing my breast with his hand. I remind you, this is not Penthouse Forum. This is in our schools. He squeezes my other breast. If this is really your first time, he says, he unbuckles his belt. He's on top of me. Something hot is between my legs. He grunts. With a sudden thrust, I am torn in two. Oh, yes, he says, panting. Remember, our kids are in these schools. Men come. They split me open. This is nice. She slips a small plastic package into my hand, a condom. Ask men to use it so you don't get a disease. So if this doesn't shock you, there's something wrong with you. These books are being used in our schools. This is grooming. This is pornography. This is disgusting. And actually, I don't know who's responsible, but I got to lay it at the feet of the superintendent. If you don't know about it, you need to do something about it.
Sandy Armstrong.
I think it's time that the sheriff is called. This is absolutely ridiculous.
You're off topic, so I'm warning you. You're on agenda item 12.
You need to go to jail. My name is Ashton Beaudry. I am concerned with the contract the district is considering with Take Stock in Our Children, Sarasota. From my understanding, we are agreeing to charging them $100 a month until August 2025. Is this a conflict of interest, seeing as how the principal of Pineview sits on the board of Take Stock in Our Children, and we're in the middle of a housing crisis, but a 501c3 gets rent for $100 a month? I have never heard of a nonprofit that has an annual revenue of over $6 million get a monthly lease for $100. I had higher expectations of a liberal school board with the consideration that we are all thinking about the best outcome of our kids. But true to form, you guys are just agenda driven. And I thought that Mr. Edwards is a businessman and that Mr. Johnson is an attorney. Surely we could be making better business decisions. Thank you for your time, including you, Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson.
Sandy Armstrong. Up after Sandy Armstrong is John Coppell.
I just have a couple of things to say. Sandy Armstrong from Sarasota. I really appreciated the demonstration about how we're looking at the mental health issues of our children. And once again, my concern is what is going to happen to the mental health status of young LGBTQ and racially different than white children with some of the new legislatures that are coming in. And I think that we need an opportunity for all children and their families to feel safe and included in our schools. 5 to 10% of LGBTQ children have attempted suicide. That's 1.5 to 3 times that of heterosexual youth. And so if we're now, it's not a lie, if we are saying that they can't even say anything about their family or what might be going on with them, as one of the other speakers had talked about earlier, they need to have somebody they can talk with. I'm a licensed clinical social worker.
Excuse me, order.
Yeah, I'd appreciate it. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I've worked in trauma. I've worked in schools and in disasters. When you go into the schools when somebody dies or something awful has happened or the shootings. These children need to feel connected, and they need to feel that they can be safe with an adult. And sometimes the school is the only place that can happen. So thank you. Please keep that in mind when you're making laws and making rules about the schools.
She said thank you. John Coppell, and then Sally Nista is on deck.
Is it any wonder that young people's mental health has deteriorated when the school system implements CDC guidelines that cause fear, depression, and suicide in young people? I want to thank the school board for forcing the students to wear masks. These young people are breathing too much oxygen and expelling too much carbon dioxide. All these children exhaling too much CO2 is a big factor in the global warming crisis. Oh, wait, is it the climate change? I'm not sure what the latest crisis is. I can't remember if Florida is supposed to fall into the ocean this year or next year. Anyway, there is one great benefit of the Sarasota School Board forcing our students to wear face diapers. Sarasota now has an almost $1 million legal bill for violating the law. Can you make it $2 million? Also, I want to apologize for my child being white. Please don't blame him. It's my fault. But it's a burden I think my son is well equipped to carry since his school backpack is 30 pounds. I think Martin Luther King had it all wrong when he said, I have a dream that my children will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. What did he know? I think CRT, critical race theory, has a profound importance in the education of our children. I never understood why the school board placed so much emphasis on teaching our children how to read, write, and learn math. And I want to share a video of a young black man with his daughter about CRT.
I'm sorry, CRT is not on the agenda. If you'd like to take that video to the general comments, we'll have you come back up.
Okay. And just one last thing. When I heard these people, I'm new to Sarasota, And, when I hear these horrific pornographic things that are in
Also
the books,
not on the agenda.
what, is there a free speech?
Sally Nista,
Is free
Robin
speech allowed?
Williams, you're up. Sally Nista, you're up, and Robin Williams is on deck. Yes.
Sir, if I could just address that for a second as counsel for the board. Sir, well, let me just say the following. As citizens of this great country, we enjoy First Amendment freedoms, but there is no First Amendment right to disrupt a meeting. Please obey the rules.
Order, please.
Dear
Sally Nista.
Sally Nista. Dear school board members, I wanted to actually start off with some praise tonight. When the agenda came out, I started to research where you were spending my money. I have to say that I was delighted in the Pioneer Valley Publishing Company. The books that I found from them were delightful and engaging. I read the bios of the staff and was thrilled with their whimsical way of sharing who they are. There was no pronoun clarification, no raving about what woke agency they worked for, just plain, simple, basic writers who seemed to want to share their love of words. I was so excited that maybe you were listening to 97% of your parents and community. I also spent some time looking at the hand to mind from the little information that I could review. It looks like they are really good resources that just teach basics like adding, subtracting, number sequences, things that 97% of your community want their children to be taught at school. Maybe Barbara Vaughn's praying has worked. Then I came across the $1 million that you're spending to purchase Heinemann publishing material. My heart broke. This is a company that is CRT, SEL, equity laced in so much of their material. Do you remember the land acknowledgement lesson that I shared with you at another board meeting? And then the Follett School Solutions and the books, having 18 copies of The Bluest Eye at Sarasota High. What a shameful thing. Would you please just take the $1 million you're scheduled to spend on Heinemann and put it towards Pioneer Valley? That would be fabulous. You might even get back to having a board meeting where parents
Carol
aren't frustrated.
Lerner, you're on deck.
Robin Williams, retired biology teacher. I'm very disturbed to hear a lot of the disruption going on here this evening. It seems staged. It's the same people
Ms.
making.
Williams, it's agenda item 2, mental health.
And
Otherwise, I have to move
For
you to the
the-
back.
okay, I was going to speak on that, but I'm very disturbed by what I'm hearing there. It's Mental Health Awareness Month, and social and emotional learning supports and enhances good mental health. Have the anti-CRT parents mixed up CRT, culturally responsive teaching, with CRT, critical race theory, which has never been taught at the K through 12 level. Perhaps they have because they are against social and emotional learning, which they claim is CRT. I can understand how culturally responsive learning and social and emotional learning could pair with each other, but not a rather arcane graduate level academic theory. What is social and emotional learning? It's described as an integral part of education and human development. It's the process through which all young people and adults acquire and apply knowledge, skills, and attitudes to develop healthy identities, manage their emotions, and achieve their personal and collective goals. How they feel and show empathy for others, something that we really need to practice here today. Establish and maintain supportive relationships and make responsible and caring decisions. it advances educational equity and excellence, and it can help address various forms of inequity and empower young people and adults to co-create thriving schools and contribute to
Thank you.
safe. Thank
Ms. Lerner?
Carol Lerner, POPS and SOS. I'm speaking on Agenda Item 2, Mental Health Awareness Month. I applaud the district for honoring Mental Health Awareness Month, with studies showing a sharp increase in anxiety, depression, and suicide among children and youth. We need to join together to advocate for improving our nation's mental health care system. I applaud that the majority of the Sarasota County School Board and the district take seriously the mental health of Sarasota's children and youth. But there are some people in this room who have lashed out at social emotional learning in the classroom. How could it be that people are against programs that help children to develop healthy identities, manage emotions, feel empathy for others, maintain supportive relationships with friends and family members, and make responsible decisions? But then again, some people here in the room believe in the nutty ideas of Christopher Rufus, the gadfly of think tanks run by and for billionaires. Rufus was a popularizer of the campaign to turn critical race theory into something like social emotional learning, which he labels as CRT. Rufus says he can label anything he wants CRT and turn it toxic. That was displayed recently when Florida education leaders rejected math books because they contained social emotional learning. The example that was cited was a group project for students in math where they said that the students should respect one another and listen to one another. That is why it was rejected. Most people in this county, in this school district, and I think in this room, support the implementation and the expansion of social emotional learning as the foundation of good mental health. Let's all support SEL as we work towards good mental health for all.
Thank you. That concludes the agenda items. I'm sorry, those cards, because they were not clear, are moved to the general comments. I'm sorry, order. It's been decided. We're going to take a 5-minute recess in order to get the order back. 5-minute recess. Thank you.
I don't need a microphone to pray for this begotten board. Ladies and gentlemen, would you...
additions and corrections to the agenda?
Mr. Chair, before we go on to the agenda, I would like to move to make a motion to reconsider the vote by which item 35 regarding policy 3.7 on the recording of parent-staff meetings be brought back up. I was on the prevailing side.
Second.
Any discussion? We're going to vote by.
I just think we need to bring this up. We've had several emails from people, and I think it's caused a lot of problems in the community. I think we should leave it as status quo, what we have right now. And that's why I'm asking that we do this. So then, yes, we have to take a voice vote. Is Jane online?
We have a quorum.
This is disrupting the meeting. There is no place in the agenda where it says the public can start yelling at the board and interrupting a meeting. As a matter of fact, I said disrupting the meeting is problem. I gave all those rules. I also said, do you want me to take another 5-minute recess? This is not question and answer. We're going to recess for 5 more minutes. If that happens again after the 5 minutes, I will clear the room.
Bad joke. I'm just cutting a string.
I'm just going to give this as a warning. This is the business of the school board. If it's disrupted one more time, because the warning has been done twice, if it's disrupted one more time, I will clear the room and we'll finish the business of the school board, and I will re-invite you all back in for general comments. So it's up to you how we proceed. So we have a motion on the floor. Would you repeat that for me, Mrs. Brown?
The motion is to reconsider the vote by which item 35 of our last meeting regarding policy 3.17, recording of parent-staff meetings, IEP meetings, passed. I was on the prevailing side. And I believe Ms.
second it.
Ziegler seconded it. So we're ready to vote on the motion. Then we need to vote on the item to advertise it.
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Oh, what, did you have a discussion? No.
Just,
I think I had your second.
yes, no, but just for clarity, we're bringing it back at the next board meeting from an advertised to discuss, or?
No, when you bring a motion up from that was voted on at the last meeting to reconsider,
We're doing
voting to reconsider, so we will vote to reconsider it after we adopt the motion. If
Perfect.
the
Got it.
motion
Understood.
is
No
adopted.
comment.
Do you have the agenda item by chance that you could read so
30. I get it.
that everyone's clear on what it is we are doing and voting on? I know it's 35, but it would be.
It was item 35. We're just voting to bring it up for reconsideration. It was item 35, policy 3.17. It was the policy to address the parents' use of smartphones for recording of meetings to comply with the statute. And so, so we're voting to reconsider how that vote passed. It passed by a 3-2 vote last time, and I'm asking to reconsider my vote.
Thank you.
Any discussion? All in favor of reconsidering, signal by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We have it. Mrs. Goodwin. Oh, we didn't hear Mrs. Goodwin.
Now I believe the
Still the majority. Yeah, it's still passed, but we can move on.
but I don't know if she's hearing the understanding on why.
Okay, then we'll wait.
And I have not been able to discuss it with her.
While we're waiting, I'm not unfamiliar a little about the Roberts Rules piece of this, but I would like to move agenda item 11 from the consent agenda to new business. I'm happy to put that in the form of a motion, should I require.
It's not required that you have it as a motion.
Being the board, Suncoast Dental, and the charter schools. I'm sorry. Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Mrs. Brown.
you're asking that item 11 be pulled to new business. Do we need a vote on that? Okay.
I'm-
New business and
Order, please. This is your final warning, and I'll clear the room.
Are we ready for a vote on that, or should we just
We're
proceed
waiting
without
for-
it? Well, we could probably proceed without it on that item, I don't know. But then then she'd be needed to vote on the other items, the consent agenda and stuff, so.
Thank you.
Okay,
We can
thank you.
proceed without her, but I believe some of the new business items she wanted to weigh in on.
Okay, can I have a motion?
Well, now, if we're here, we're going to be voting on that's up, then it's up. And so I am going to move that we vote to disapprove the advertisement of policy. Oh, I guess I shouldn't vote. We'd have to vote no on advertising the policy to address the parents. Will we be voting, will yes be a no, or do we vote no on it? I move that we vote no on the policy to address the recording at IEP meetings.
Your motion was to reconsider. That was approved, and you're changing your vote, as I understand it. So
Right, so do we
the
have to vote
original-
again, or just me?
Everybody has to vote.
Okay.
Okay,
But
so
for me to vote no, doesn't somebody have to move the agenda item?
We already moved it.
All right, you moved it, okay. So now we will be voting on the approval to advertise, item 35.
So-
I vote no. Or did you want to speak? I'm sorry.
Mrs. Ziegler.
Just for clarity, I want to, Mrs. Brown confirmed that I think I understand. So on the April 19th meeting, item number 35 was approval to advertise the new school board policy 3.17, recording of non-public meetings with employees of the district, or was it a IEP? Because you said 30, did you say 35 or 37?
35, the IEP meetings.
I think that instead of trying to figure this out on the fly, that we move this to a workshop, and we've got it to reconsider, but that's as far as I'm willing to take it at this particular point in time, and I'm also getting that from the legal counsel.
I
So-
thought when you vote to reconsider, you have to take it up at that meeting. I believe that's the Roberts rules. And we are advertising it. And I was just saying, I can't make a motion to approve it because I'm going to be voting no. So do we vote to approve, or, because what I want to do is vote no on what I voted yes on the last time. I just needed to know the framework that you want.
I think this is really, for the purpose,
It's just the words and how, and it's, somebody, we brought it up to revote. So it's up to revote. So now we can re-vote.
Correct.
And a no vote will vote to not will vote to not advertise it, or to
Have you made
not
that
go forward
motion?
with that policy. But does somebody have to, but just me bringing it up, is it ready to vote on, or does somebody have to make a motion to bring it up to vote, or did my motion bring it up ready to vote?
Your previous motion brought it up. It's on the table. It's ready to vote on.
All right, I'm ready to vote.
And if
Mrs. Ziegler.
just to make sure there's clarity. So again, item, excuse me, there was a motion and then a second to bring up, because she was on the prevailing side on the April 19th meeting, item number 35, which is approval to advertise the new school board policy 3.17, recording of non-public meetings with employees of the district. The way the record, I have the minutes in front of me, so the minutes illustrate that it passed 3-2, myself dissenting, Mrs. Rose dissenting, and therefore the way I recognize this to be is that Mrs. Brown would be changing her vote, thus eliminating the advertisement of item number 35. Is that accurate?
That's accurate. So I think we can vote.
So we're going to cast a vote on the elimination of the advertisement of item 35 from May or April 19th. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Is it an aye or a
Wait,
nay?
no.
It's an aye.
We have
An
to
aye?
vote no.
To not, you're right, to not advertise, this is weird.
It's a nay, isn't it?
You're, yes,
Yeah,
nay.
if you
Sorry.
want to advertise the policy, you have to vote yay.
Correct.
If you want to vote to not advertise the policy, you vote nay.
I thought I
which
had
is
it, you're right,
why
sorry.
I
Okay.
brought it up.
Want to get it right.
So I wanted to be sure that I can't move to vote no.
So for clarity purposes here, because I think that we're dancing around the Robert rules kind of, I think Mrs. Brown's intention here is, because this is a really important issue, we've got to conduct the business of the board. So what I think she's trying to say is that the policy we already have.
We don't have the policy. We just voted to advertise it. So I
Correct.
want to stop the costs of advertising so that we can stop it now
Okay.
rather than waiting for it to come back.
And we have a motion on the table to vote.
All those in favor say aye.
Mr. Sir Chair,
Mrs. Ziegler.
thank you. May I amend it so it's in a different posture? So I'd like to move to amend, this would be an amendment, to advertise the new school board policy 3.17. You wanted status quo, so we would have no policy, or you want?
we want to vote. We have to re-vote on that motion.
All right, I'll leave it be. Sorry,
So
I
that we
withdraw my
re-vote the
amendment.
motion. You either vote yes, you support advertising that policy continuing, or you vote no.
I'm going to try to turn it around, but all right, very good, got it. So
It's hard to.
I got it. Okay, so sorry. Ready?
All those in favor of advertising this policy or this proposed policy signal by saying aye. Those not in favor of advertising the policy signal by saying nay.
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 Sorry for the confusion.
And
but
therefore, we will not be advertising the policy unanimously.
Thank you, Mrs. Goodwin. Mrs. Brown.
Okay, so now we're back to the changes to consent agenda. You did a number 11, I believe.
Yes.
New
I'm gonna
business and
I'm going to say it.
okay. Superintendent, let's go.
Okay, revisions. Revisions to the agenda. All right, 2 addendums were added to item number 8, the instructional classified personnel report. And then also, please delete item number 20 from the published consent agenda, approval to increase the purchasing limit for bid number 190040 for classroom instruction materials. Also, add to new business item number 31, which is approval of the purchase of hand-to-mind curriculum resources. Also added to the agenda is item number 33, an additional private meeting with legal counsel on May 10th after the work session to discuss a proposal for settlement. And then also please add item number 11 to new business.
Thank you, Dr. Asplin. Do I have a motion for the approval of the consent agenda?
I move the approval of the consent agenda as amended.
Second. I have it.
Oh,
May I get clarification on 11? Was there something done with agenda item 11?
It became new business.
Okay, thank you.
I'm trying to push the button. It's not a touch screen.
Is Mrs. Goodwin's vote available? Mrs. Goodwin's vote, is it available?
Can we get a verbal vote over the phone from her? Or?
Okay, that's it. Clear the room, please. We're done. We are done. Clear the room. Clear the room. We're done.
What can you do?
Well, it was. Because I can't make a motion to approve it.
You know,
We have to
Shirley,
leave. We have to go.
What does that mean?
I understand.